Hello everyone, welcome back to TRCD Retro Programming, and if you're new, welcome to the channel. I know we picked up a couple of subscribers lately. Thank you. I'm almost up to 100, which is great, and I have around 7,000 or 8,000 views over the past 3 or 4 years, which isn't too bad for an old vintage computer like this. Thank you everyone for continuing to watch. Today I want to cover how to load an image from a binary file. So, working on my game Tales of Suburbia, trying to get it finished. It's almost a 3-year long project. And I just crammed to get it finished. And what happened is I got up to around like 600 lines of code and it crashed because I ran out of memory. I had way too many graphics in the program and way too much other stuff. So I started unloading it. And by unloading it, I mean putting, like the last video I did, I extracted the map feature and put it into a separate file. So when you go to the map, you just load it. And then you go back into the main program and, let me pop the disk in real quick so you can see what the heck I'm talking about. I covered this in my last video, but this is an extension and an update and an addition to that. So let's look at the Tales of Suburbia disk directory. It's getting pretty long now. So last time I was going through these different aspects and how the map worked and the reader, the data file reader, if I remember correctly. I went through all the bases here. So what I'm basically doing now is stripping the main program down so that level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5 just contain graphics for that particular level, as well as the joystick function and necessities and bare necessities. And I got to the point where I was just typing the same thing over and over again, or copying and pasting different parts of the game over and over again when I didn't need to. So I had to figure out how to reduce the size of the file so I wouldn't run out of memory. And I'm extracting everything out of it. The backpack contents, the directions, everything is going to be on its own particular file. And at this point, it's the graphic image of the rocket. So we're going to run rocket so you can see what I'm talking about here. Run rocket. And this is in basic. So this image appears on the top of the game screen in the hobby shop, and then when you get further into the game, to Billy's house, this is constantly on the top, and the play screen is the bottom half. So this takes up a lot of room in the code, and it also takes up a lot of room in memory. Because it's graphic heavy. This game is graphic heavy. And so I needed to eliminate that problem. And since this image appears constantly throughout the game, it's part of the game, I needed to find a way to export it. And I remember someone talking to me about loading get put files directly from the directory, And so if I list this program, it's just the rocket graphics. But what we can do is we can save this to a binary file. So if I list the directory here, I've already done that. I've saved the rocket. It's the very last file. It says bin. That means binary. So rocket basic is what we're in right now. And what it does is if I list lines 1 through 5, it sets up a P mode 1, PCLS 4, and then at the very end, when I hit the screen, it's just a screen command, and then it shows up on page 1. Okay, so remember, we have, if I list 1 to 5 again, I'm not p-clearing anything. I'm just hitting page 1. But if I were to put a comma 2, that would be the bottom half of the screen. So if I run this, it appears at the top of the screen. Okay. Let's edit line 2. And we'll put a comma 2 here. And see how it moves down to the bottom of the screen. But it hasn't. I don't know why. It should have moved to the bottom of the screen. And it hasn't. And I don't know why. Let's list 1 through 5 again. Now that should have moved to the bottom of the screen. It didn't. No idea why. I think this is just being finicky here. Now what do I do? It's not moving to the bottom of the screen. Let's list 1 through 10 and draw command. I have all sorts of commands in here, but it should have moved to the bottom of the screen, and it hasn't. Let's try adding something in here. We need to reissue this. I've had this problem before. Let's edit 39. We're going to reissue P mode, but we're going to say P mode 1 with nothing else, because even though I'm drawing it on screen 2, which is the bottom, page 2, excuse me, which is the bottom of the screen 1, we need to reissue the screen command. Not the screen command. We need to reissue P mode. And what that's going to do is it's going to display the entire page 1 over again. We need to do this. I don't know why this is the way this computer is. Now it should appear on the bottom of the screen. Okay, guys, which it does. And it's also on the top of the screen because it's saved in memory. But if I were to start this program over again, it would appear on the bottom of the screen. All right. So let's get out of this for a minute here. Let's list 1 through 5. Let's edit 2. We're going to put it back to the top of the screen where it belongs. But I want to get people familiar with pages if they don't know how to use pages. We're in P mode 1. If you use 1 followed by nothing or a 1, you're writing on page 1, drawing on page 1. If you issue P mode 1, comma 2, it's the bottom half of the first screen. So there are only two screens unless you P-clear more. We're in P-clear 4 right now. Page screen 2 would be comma 3 and comma 4. 3 would be the top half, 4 would be the bottom half. If you don't understand it, it's in the book. That's the best I can do to explain it. That's not what this video is about, but I wanted to start somewhere. So we're going to put things back to the way they were. And it'll probably still, okay, it's back at the top now. All right, guys. So I want you to notice at the end of my drawing, now you have to issue your PCLS and your P-mode page screen first. Now you have to start on page 1 to save yourself a lot of trouble. This is all I really know right now. If you're going to use the binary method to load images, start on page 1. Use page 1 to do your drawings or your sprites. Use the entire page if you want. I broke it down into 2 pages. Beginners or someone else, you probably don't want to do that. Use the whole page. Draw your different sprites all over the place. Fill the whole thing up. Make it your sprites workshop page. Then at the very end, you can issue the screen command at the beginning or the end. Doesn't really matter. But then you need to save your drawing to binary. So this is a machine language routine here. But anyone can do it as long as you have Disk Basic. So in order to save your drawing to binary, make sure you only use page 1. Screen 1. Use the entire screen if you want. As far as I know. And use SAVEM. Then name the file and follow it with a .bin in parentheses. Don't make it longer than 8 characters. SAVEM, file name, comma. There are 3 AND statements. And HE00. These are all separated by commas. Comma and E and HE00 and H1A00, comma and HA027. It'll be in the description so you can use it. I don't expect anyone to remember this. I looked it up in the book. It's in the book under machine language stuff towards the end, which I don't understand, but it works. And I think this is hexadecimal, and there's also octal. So octal is in base 7, and hexadecimal is in base 16, I think, or something like that. I might be saying this wrong. I'm trying to do this from memory, but I think it's base 16. So basically, base 10 is normal math here when you're doing addition. Once you hit 10, the 0 holds the place, and the 1 denotes 110. So the number 10 is literally, one of the 10's place. And 20 would be 2 10s, and 30 would be 3 10s, and so on. In this case, they're going up to 16, so they have to use A, B, C, D, E, F, and F. So these letters correspond to numbers 1 through 16. So, H, it's very confusing. So you would basically write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then A, B, C, D, E, F. or A, B, C, D, E, F. A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay, to reach 16 places, you can't write 16 in the ones place. You'd have to put A for 11, B for 12, C, and so on. So that is also in the book towards the end under hexadecimal and octal. Have fun trying to learn that because I don't know. But so save it as this machine language routine, and then when you look in your directory, you're going to have that binary file, and you can't open it, can't load it, can't do anything with it. It's just there. So I'm going to write new, and I'm going to check the memory, and we're back to stock here. So what I'm going to do is write a really short program. Load binary image, and then we're going to set up pmode 1 PCLS 4 and screen 10. It's the same line that I used to save it. You can load it on other pages other than 1, but we're not going to do that yet. You could change the background color, but once it loads, it's going to default to whatever your image was. So literally, I have nothing. This is my only code. We're going to load M. This time, we saved M. Now we're loading M. Rocket bin. That's it. You don't need to put any extensions, and make sure you close your make sure you put a stop at the end, so it when the image loads, it doesn't drop back out to the text screen. So if we run this, there we go. It just loaded my image from disk, and there it is. If I break out of this, you can see that this is all the code that I'm using. There aren't any graphics commands or anything. It's just strictly loaded into memory, and it doesn't take a lot of memory. It only subtracted like hardly anything, if anything, just a very small amount of memory there. And I think that's just for the code that I wrote. I don't know. I don't think it places it in memory at all. I'm not really sure where it's present. I don't know, but if we edit 3 and put a tick mark there and run it, it's not there anymore. We're just getting a blank screen. So it's a temporary file. It's not really there. It's there, but it's not there. But the thing is, you can get different portions of the screen or the entire screen. If these were sprites, you could get all of your sprites and put them into dimensions, and this goes away, and then you would have all of your I shouldn't have done that list. You would have all of your dimensions here with your sprites in them, and then you could make your game, and you wouldn't lose any memory. So isn't that great? I'm not going to take you any farther on this. There's a step farther that I took, which is starting it on a specific page. And that requires more coding and a deeper understanding that I'm not going to get into right now. Because I just, I don't think it's important right now. It was important for my program, but maybe not for yours. But if I load level 1 of my game, and if I can list this out and get to the right part, I don't even know where it is. Now, I don't know where it is actually, and I don't have a list on hand. And I can't really pull a list up right now. But it allows you to, if I find it, I'll put it in the code. It allows you to, you have to save your binary file on page 1 or screen 1. But you can start on other pages, but you have to offset load it, and it takes, there's a number that you have to multiply when you load the file, when you load the file, and you have the file name, you have to multiply by a certain number. It's something like this. And you're able to load it onto a specific page. Because in my case, I was doing an image that was partitioned. What I'm telling you is that you can do this for getting sprites and things like that. So what I was using it for was completely different. So I'll include it in the code, in the description, if anyone's interested, because right now I can't pull that up. I don't have it on hand, but I'll put it in the description, and then you'll be able to, if you want to partition images and load them onto specific pages like what I did, you can. So if I run the game, and I'll show you what I mean. When we go into the hobby shop, that's the only time the image appears on this stage. And so I had to load it from binary so that it fit into page 5. And then I'm p-copying it to page 1. Now this is not beginner stuff. But so this, I just loaded it from binary into here onto page 5. So that's a partition image loading. And I don't know where it is in the list. So I am just going to cut this off. I'll include it in the description if anybody wants to play with that. But I'm just learning this stuff just recently. So I'm trying to finish up this game so I can get it out to you guys to play. But it's been a huge project, ongoing, So I'm going to shut this off right now so we can start getting views if anyone's interested. And that's all for right now. So thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.